Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. So nice to see you all. Oh. Oh. Now I can finally function. Thank you all for coming. Let's see, who was here last year when we had this sessions? Oh, not so many of you. But welcome back to those of you who were here, and the rest of you who are here first time, wondering, curious, a little, yes, thank you also for coming. I was just remembering now how it was in university, in my university in California, Santa Barbara, also Berkeley. The first week of classes of the semester, the students were all shopping. That meant they would go to a lecture to sort of check out the professor, and if they liked, they would stay for the rest of the semester, and if not, they would go to another class, or yeah. And so for a week, the students were all shopping, so you never knew where everyone was going to end up. So I know some of you are shopping. That's okay. Welcome to you all. Now, oh, there's still some coming. So I think it will be appropriate to begin with an icebreaker. You all know what an icebreaker is? No. Yes.
Yes.
Who doesn't know? Admit, come on. Icebreaker, okay. You'll find out very soon. We all know this gesture. It's a mudra, right? Yes, no, yes. What does it mean? Hmm? Yeah, that's become a popular way of putting it. That's okay. Yes, we can leave it at that. Why not? God in me, God in you. So it's a kind of acknowledgement, yes? And there's also a greeting in Sanskrit, you all know. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
So now what I'd like you all to do is stand up. And now, very quickly, we'll just, all of us, go around the room, and to each and every one else in the room, we will come and say with eye-to-eye contact, Namaste. Okay?
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Namaste. 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 Everybody.
Okay. Namaste.
Namaste.
Haven't
You're
feel
fast. You're the fastest.
Hare Krishna, Namaste everyone. You can take your seats again, and also please feel free to move a bit more this way, or a lot more as you like.
Namaste.
Actually, Simon, no, not that, but would you be able to project from the internet a verse from Bhagavad Gita?
Yes. Which verse?
250. 50. Chapter 2, verse 50. Yeah. Okay. So, good. We are, as I explained yesterday evening, we're calling this, instead of a workshop, we're calling it a play shop. In English, the word play has a kind of double meaning. It can mean play as in children playing. We were all children, weren't we, at some time in our lives? And we all played, right? We'll kind of explore that in a few minutes, I think. Well, and yes, and one aspect of playing as children is very often to play in the second way that I mean, and that is, in English, we refer to a drama as a play, as a performance. And so the idea here is kind of both of these meanings. And also, this is actually distracting when you're playing mridanga with your feet. Yeah, it's also, anyway, yeah, it's a little distracting. What I want to say, performance, a drama performance on a stage and so on, is, we say in English, a performance. And this is a word also that Srila Prabhupada used quite many times in relation to devotional service. He would say, we perform devotional service. And I've always thought that's interesting. It suggests a lot of things. One could mean that it's something kind of formal. It could also mean something which is sort of pre-arranged. But then I was thinking, well, there's different kinds of drama performance, and one of them is impromptu, You all know this word, impromptu? Yeah, it means it's not planned out, it's spontaneous. And have you heard the word spontaneous in relation to devotional service ever? Yeah. And spontaneous devotional service we perhaps think of as something we want to be doing, but that's maybe in another universe. It's something a little maybe inaccessible. And one of the ideas of this play shop instead of workshop is to explore how we have, all of us, we have some spontaneity in us, and we can apply that in devotional service from the get-go, as we say. Oh, that's, no, we want 2.50. 2.50. This is 1.5.
Delete one more.
One more?
One more and then
Delete one more.
delete one more and then 50.
Yes.
2.50.
Dauert noch, die Seite lädt ein bisschen langsam.
I like that. I think technology. We love you, technology. Please cooperate. So, where was I? Performance. Oh yeah, spontaneity. And yeah, I've always thought, we make this strong division between vidhi. Vidhi means rules. And we call this Vaidhi Bhakti. And we understand from Srila Rupa Goswami that that's what we want to do but as a preparation for raga. But there's perhaps it's a mistake to think that these are completely separate. We all have some potential within us. Srila Prabhupada emphasized this potential for devotional service. This became a kind of theological controversy. We won't go there. But we understand we're all part of Krishna. Krishna, bhakti, devotion is in Krishna, in his Hladini Shakti in particular, and we are all part and parcel of the Lord. And as such, we also have the seed of bhakti, and that means we have the seed of spontaneous devotion. And what's interesting, I think, is to see how it comes out in devotees. And how that comes out is what makes our life with devotees sweet. And it's one of, maybe an essential reason why we want to be with devotees and why we want sadhu sangha. Okay, do we have it there? There we have it. There we go. Yeah, good. Buddhi yukto jahati ha ube sukrita duskrite tasmat yogaya yujasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. Since we have it here, let's chant line by line. Buddhi yukto jahati ha
Buddhi yukto jahati ha
Ubhe sukrita duskrite
Ube sukrita duskrite
Tasmat yogaya yujasva
Tasmat yogaya yujasva
Yoga karmasu kaushalam.
Yoga karmasu kaushalam.
So we have the translation. Yes. A man engaged. Woo. That's fine. Yeah. A man engaged, I would say also a woman, a man or a woman engaged in devotional service rids him or herself of both good and bad reactions, even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. Here, Srila Prabhupada is translating the last line. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. He's translating the word kaushalam as art, which is one way of understanding kaushalam. Can mean something like art. And he's then translating karmasu, which is, anyway, it's plural and it's locative, so it's in relation to or in works, not just one work, but works. Yoga is giving a kind of definition of yoga. Yoga is a trendy thing nowadays. Lots of people say, yeah, I do yoga. And there's yoga studios on every street corner. No, but there's a lot. So yoga is a kind of a thing, even in China. There's some very fancy yoga studios. So here, one of the definitions Krishna's giving of yoga is it's the art of work. What means art? So that's maybe another discussion. But here, I'm taking the liberty to say it's also the art of play. And I have a justification for that from Bhagavad Gita. Just as it was getting a little boring. Can we jump to chapter 6, verse 17? That's good. Okay. Yes. All right, let's also repeat this together. Yukta hara viharasta.
Yukta hara viharasya.
Yukta cheshtasya karmasu.
Yukta cheshtasya karmasu.
Yukta svapnava bodhasya.
Yukta svapnava bodhasya.
Yogo bhavati dukkhaha.
Yogo bhavati dukkhaha.
And the translation. He who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. The key word for us here, we won't go to the purport now. You can go back to the Sanskrit. Yeah, yukta ahara and yukta vihara. Vihara can mean, I looked it up in the Sanskrit dictionary this morning, it can mean walking for pleasure or amusement. And this reminds me that Srila Prabhupada sometimes referred to Ratha Yatra as taking the Lord for a stroll. A stroll means walking, but in a relaxed way for pleasure or amusement. So just yesterday in London, the day before in Munich, I don't know where else, Ratayatra, Jagannath Ratayatra goes on. And the Jagannath Puri temple in Puri, priests, I'm taking it as a compliment that they criticize us for doing this on days other than the date given in the Skanda Purana, the fact that they're worried about the fact that we have on different days. But that's a different topic. It can also, vihara can also mean sport. It can mean play. It can mean pastime. It can mean diversion. It can mean enjoyment. It can mean pleasure. So all these different notions of vihara are there. And what is Krishna saying here? He's saying yukta vihara. Yukta is, okay, a little technical here. It's the past passive participle of the verbal root, yuj. And yuj is the verbal root from which we have the word yoga. So if you're doing yoga, you are yukta. You are engaged. You are yoked. Literally, yukta means yoked. So yoked in your eating, yoked in your recreation, yoked in your sleeping, and what else was it? Eating, sleeping, recreation, and work. Yes, yukta in your work. Then there's a very nice result. And what is the result? Yogo bhavati dukkha. Ha. Dukkha, we all know that's what we don't want, misery. And ha means taken away, removed. So it can all be removed when all these ordinary activities that we do are done in a yoga way, in an appropriate way. Srila Prabhupada uses the word regulated, if they're done in a regulated way. Okay. So, vihara. Vihara can mean sport, it can mean amusement, it can mean play. And so Krishna is authorizing us to play. Devotional service is, what is that English expression? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You know that? You know that? You have that you have something like that in German, maybe. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, a not fun person. And as I was saying yesterday, Lord Krishna is, we can say the Lord, is that form of the Lord. Well, we understand he's the original form. He's the primordial Lord, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship that Lord who is primordial. And that Lord, Krishna, who is Govinda, what does he do? He plays. It's serious play. When God plays, it's very serious in the sense he engages his devotees. He engages with his devotees. Well, let's think for a moment. How does Krishna play? Let's think of some specific instances of his playing. Anyone? Yes, Devashi. He dances on Kaliya. Yeah, and he has quite some fun doing that, right? Yes, Anandita. He plays the flute, indeed he does. Yeah, yeah.
Stealing the lunch from all the gopas.
He steals the
lunch boxes.
Oh, the lunch boxes. Yes, he steals the lunch from his friends. Does he do that, or does his friends steal from him?
He's playing with.
He's playing with, right. Anissa. He wrestles, yeah.
Has fun killing demon?
He has fun killing demons, yes. He kills demons, according to Jiva Goswami. When he's in Vrindavan, he kills at least one demon every day. And sometimes more than one. Sometimes one in the morning before lunch, and one in the afternoon before going home. Yes. He steals butter. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. And he's eating earth. Oh my God. He eats earth. Yeah. He does. Okay. So many ways Krishna's playing. And the devotees, Krishna's devotees in Braja, of course, they're playing with Krishna. Now, there's one particular moment, you can say, of play of Krishna's associates in Vrindavan. Let's see, how can I hint? It happens, well, it's pretty easy. It happens when Krishna disappears. When he's been playing his flute. Did I say fruit? I meant flute. He's playing his flute, and that causes quite a stir in Vrindavan. So he attracts all the young girls, and then they start to dance, and then the girls get a little proud, and then Krishna disappears. And then what happens? They all go back home. Johannes.
The gopis play out the Castatanario.
Yes, the gopis, they search for Krishna in the forest. They're asking the trees and the plants and the deer, where is Krishna? Nobody's responding to them. At one point, they finally decide, well, they're feeling so much Krishna's absence, they have to be with Krishna. So then how to be with Krishna? Just reenact his play. So it becomes a kind of play within a play, in a sense. And they perform. One of them plays as Krishna. One of them says, "I am Krishna." Whoa, that sounds sacrilegious. But they're playing. You can imagine someone says, "I am Krishna," and then suddenly Krishna appears and says, "No, I'm Krishna." No, that doesn't happen. Anyway, so there's a lot of play. Is Vishnu a playful God, would you say? No, he's working. And one of the ways you can tell that a divinity is a working divinity is he or she will hold various weapons and various items. They have so many things to do. What does Krishna hold?
Flute.
He holds a flute. That's all. What about Balaram?
Plow.
Balaram has a plow. It sounds like he's working. Is he a farmer? Yes, Balaram is the original farmer. He's the primordial farmer. Krishna is the primordial cowherd, and Balaram is the primordial farmer. Balaram also has another weapon. What is it?
Club.
a mace or a club. Yeah. Anyway, Krishna is the Lord of play, and so we are servants of that Lord. Yeah, again, mridanga playing on knees is not appreciated. If you really want to play mridanga, you can do that, but maybe not just now. Okay. Now let's think about this, and what I'd like you to do now is in twos or threes, or whoever's sitting next to you. Now we're going to engage in a little bit remembering experience from long ago, when you were a child and you were playing. So if we can just share with each other a little bit about how you were playing. Okay? Just think about it for a minute and whatever you kind of like to share. Just to stir up the memory of play from our experience. Okay?
You remember?
I don't remember exactly what I did, but there's an experiment with 3-4 years old kids. And they let them play in a room with a big sofa and a big car and a big tree. And they played with the tree and with the car, the playing car, you know, you can sit in, so there's a big sofa. And then in the experiment, they took those kids in another room, and exactly the same objects, but the objects were very, very smaller, much smaller, like this small. And now the kids try to get into this car, even when it's so small. Yes, it's an experiment with 3-4 years kids. Why? Because they live in their own dimension, in their own world, you know. Their imagination is completely different. It's a very, very nice experiment. I was shocked. Even with 4 years, you know, he tries to get into this car and it goes like this. It's funny, yeah?
Depending on different ages, but I would like play in the sand, sandbox, play football, basketball, play with some toys, Lego.
Today's Lego is Minecraft, yeah? Today's Lego, digital Lego is Minecraft.
Also had like this radio controlled car. It's like very quick actually. Things like this.
One question, is one of you from Sweden?
I come from Sweden, but I'm from Poland.
From Poland, but your mom's also from Sweden?
No, I came here as lecturer, but I'm actually in Rotterdam.
Oh, okay.
I live in Amsterdam.
And you, from Sweden? From where? Ukraine. Понимаешь по-русски?
Are you living in Germany?
Yes.
I think I saw you like when you actually. Is it this like temple where there is a hotel?
Yes.
You've been there?
Yes.
I've been there with like a youth group.
Yes. Yes.
From
yes, it was in December.
Yeah, from the New Year's Eve. I've seen you because I recognize the place.
Yeah.
You had I think Sunday program or something.
Yes, right.
Oh, very nice temple.
Yeah. Very nice devotees, yes. Did you hear the lecture also? Yeah, my lecture, but it was Government lecture.
But you were giving a lecture like on the
Sunday, yes.
I haven't heard. But you were in Russian?
No, in German, but they translated it in Russian. Yeah.
So yeah, we are not taking part in the program.
Oh, okay.
We only speak English.
Oh, okay.
But if you give one in English, maybe. You have been there? Or?
No.
Just an active member.
Just active member.
Very nice.
Yes. We watched for 10 years. We watched Kung Fu or Karate movie, and then we went out. Come on, let's do it.
It can also be played.
Yes. To imitate, you know. Chase and hide.
And climb trees also. And also catching lizards in a box. Or picking some fruit, you know, from the trees also. That was kind of fun. Riding bike.
Because I think the mother of Lakshman told me if I can pick Lakshman and another devotee up from Zürich Tempel and bring them here. And unfortunately, I have to pick up Kshetra Swami with his devotees. Unfortunately, yeah. So
we had a bus from Tempel, but I also got offered to go in the morning with the bus to help out the synagogue. Everything played out nicely. You got to ride with the Maharaj.
So he delayed, the flight delayed for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and then the luggage is 2:30 arrived here. I didn't sleep last night.
Today you will sleep well.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
You look quite fresh for not sleeping well.
Thank you, because of the Ekadashi. Not so much to eat.
And also being with Maharaj in one car for a little bit of time. Enlivened. I always feel very energized.
Yes. He's so kind, yeah.
Also, such a nice lecture.
Yes.
Also, he's like, I think, building it up.
Yeah, every lecture is so nice.
It will be building up.
I watched the whole lectures for his Wisdom Then Breeze on YouTube.
I also watched.
It's so wonderful, yeah.
Amazing. Such an inspiration.
He's so learned, he's so big scholar, you know. He answers every question with the verse. Very nice.
That's the rule.
I'm so grateful the lecture is more interactive because I'm a little bit tired, you know. The first 20 minutes I had to struggle not to fall down, but now this is very good.
Yeah, it's nice to share. And the devotees look happy. And you like look at it. It's a nice thing during lecture to have like groups of 2 or 3 and interact with them.
Gaur Premanande. It's amazing how much you can remember about your childhood play. I mean, this was a very enthusiastic discussion. Would anyone like to share a little snapshot of something you were remembering? Anyone? Now everyone's silent. Yes, in a small group, but not in the whole group. Anyone? Yes. Maybe we need a second microphone.
Okay. I think often when children are lost in play, they can get themselves really deep into trouble and without even noticing it until the adults come and take them out of their play and tell them what they have done. So, for example, I was once playing with my younger brother, and we had in front of our house a really beautiful place. It was made artfully with stones, and it was a rented house, it was not ours, and me and my brother, we were working all afternoon and putting out half of the stones and throwing down the wall. We were so proud because we collected such a big pile of stones, and we were such good workers, such hard workers, and then the parents came home and they were so upset because it was so expensive.
And you thought you were doing something good. Yeah.
Something amazing good, actually.
Something really good. That's interesting. Yeah. Anyone else? Yes, Rajavati. Oh. Rajavati.
So, sorry for my English. The three of us play with dolls.
Mm-hmm.
She cooks for the doll with earth.
Mm. Oh, making mud cakes.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Also make clothes, making clothes for the doll, and also make the house with bricks.
Oh.
Because my father worked building houses.
There were plenty of bricks in your house.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. And with the bricks, I made the sofa and the bed and the kitchen.
Ah.
And also play with elastics, and jumping elastic.
Okay.
And with rope also. For,
oh, okay.
And singing songs.
Jump rope?
Singing songs.
Jump rope?
Yes.
And singing songs?
But in groups. One person here.
Oh, yes. Two holding and one in the middle.
And one jumping.
Yeah.
Singing songs. and jumping in 1 feet and 2 feet.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Ah, these were the days. We were so simple and innocent.
Lots of energy.
Yeah. One of my memories, for some time my family lived in Colorado, just kind of next to the mountains. The weather was quite unpredictable, and sometimes there would be suddenly very heavy snow, and then when that happened, suddenly there would be a meter of snow, and then school would be cancelled for that day because the teachers couldn't get to school. We could have gone to school, but the teachers couldn't get there, so no problem. So then we would go sledding. We had these sleds that you lie on your stomach and you go like this, and there was a nice hill, and we just spend the day down the hill, up, downhill. That was so much fun. No school. Yes.
Well, we both we both had similar experiences as kids. Well, we had a lot of similar things, but one of the things that we both did was doing prohibited things.
Oh.
Like stealing fruits from the neighbors, or stones in the middle of the night, and these kind of things, breaking the rules, and that was very exciting.
That was especially ecstatic. Did you ever get caught?
No, you didn't. No. We were very good at what we were doing.
Yes, Amarachan.
Also ich kann mich erinnern, als Kind, wir haben in einer Hochhaussiedlung gewohnt in Mannheim und wir haben so gut ausgekannt und die Polizei ist immer unten auf den Straßen gefahren und wir haben die Polizisten mit Luftballons, mit Wasser gefüllt und mit Eier geworfen.
Oh.
Und die Polizisten haben immer gesagt, kommt runter, und wir haben geschrien, kommt doch hoch. Aber die haben uns nie gekriegt, weil wir uns halt gut ausgekannt haben. Ja, und dann haben wir noch, erinnere ich mich noch, wir sind in ein Geschäft gegangen und haben Stinkbomben. Das sind kleine Glasampullen, haben wir fallen lassen.
These kids making trouble.
Und wenn man die zertreten hat, hat es da richtig gestunken. Da sind wir abgehauen und der Chef und die Leute hinterher, aber die haben uns auch nie gekriegt.
Not at all innocent. I was just talking about innocent, and now we hear about all the rascal things you were doing. For the English, for the non-German speakers, he's talking about throwing water balloons and eggs from their apartment window down on police cars. Hare Krishna. Right. Any more innocent play?
Don't ask the boys.
Yeah, the boys always do trouble things.
Ask the other side of the room.
So I remember I was organizing festivals actually
Already as a child.
And it contained like singing, then dancing, then quizzes, then dramas.
Wow.
Like at least 15 or more like items of the festival for
amazing.
3-4 hours, something like that. And we'll sell tickets also.
Oh.
So we were earning some money also that way. Children.
How old were you then?
Maybe 9, 8, 9.
Wow, amazing.
That was my favorite actually, festivals.
Very good. So let's see. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. We were doing a lot of role playing.
Role playing?
Yeah, and building houses in the nature or playing family
Playing family.
Also cooking, like in a big pot, and a lot of kids together would just gather whatever they found in nature, flowers and mud,
and you would
put
cook
it all
up
together and cook it.
In a stew.
Yeah, and then sometimes the boys would come and pee in it.
The boys always make trouble, right? Yeah. So, okay, back here. Now it's all coming.
Although we're both from different countries, we found that there were similar things we did. We kind of knocked on doors, people's doors, and run off. And also...
knock on doors and run off.
Yeah. And then
so the girls were also mischievous, huh?
Yeah, finally.
And also, Mataji was, they had in those days we had the telephone directory. So they just pick a number and just dial and say hello and put the phone down. That was one of them, yeah. That's the fun ones we kind of agreed on.
What fun, huh? Lokapani, right?
I remember that we liked to run a lot, so we would play games with running, like someone was chasing someone, and we could do it the whole day. So that's quite fascinating, concerning that today I couldn't probably run for 5 minutes. So that was quite amazing. And I remember that I always liked hearing stories from anyone. And then I was also quite naive, and I was just go and follow the people who would tell stories. I wouldn't come home the whole day. I would have lunch at other people's houses. And then my parents and grandparents forbade me to get out of the yard because of my tendency to just run. I mean, I didn't do it like in a naughty way, but I just liked people and their stories, and I just ran off with them.
Oh, very nice. So nice to hear. Yeah. Interesting activity, isn't it, to kind of go back to our childhood and remember some things that we did and to share that. What does that have to do with devotional service, you will ask? Nothing. No. I don't know. Sometimes I think we need to bring something of our childhood back into the present. I find actually that there's a lot of humor in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Many devotees kind of they don't notice, but there's a lot of humor in the Bhagavatam. I wanted to also come back to this playing with dolls, and we hear in the Bhagavatam Uddhava, as a child, would play with the doll of Krishna. And who else as a child? Anyone remember? Yes, Parikshit Maharaj. And it's referred to as dolls, playing with dolls. Now, is there any connection between that inclination, that tendency of children to play with dolls, and our deity worship? Is there any connection? What sort of connection?
Joy.
Lokapal.
I like to play with dolls, and I was thinking about it actually when I started deity worship.
I mean, I really thought about it, like when we started after the second initiation to get introduced into deity worship, how, I mean, it's like the kids, they make the dolls alive. Everything is real, like, and then they say it's your imagination, but in a way, when I'm not saying that we are imagining things when we are doing deity worship, but we approach the deity as the real person, because he can eat and he speaks and he walks, and and everything else. I mean, of course, we don't play with him like we did with the dolls. We're not the controllers, but in that sense, like persons, in that sense, that's connection. And it's quite interesting, like why do kids do that? Like,
yeah. Maybe it's because they have some innate understanding, and children are encouraged, devotee children are encouraged, Srila Prabhupada says, to participate in the deity worship. But I think sometimes we maybe make it a little too formal for them, and then they don't properly or in a positive way appreciate and sort of grow into it. Anyway, another related aspect of play is imitation. Cooking, right? You're imitating your mother cooking and so on. And imitation is, there's a huge discussion in aesthetics that goes back in the West more than 2,000 years about what is art, right? And much of this discussion is on the idea of what is called in Greek language mimesis. And mimesis means, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, mimesis means imitation. Imitation of nature, imitation of others. And so what do we do when we make art? What do we do when we perform? What do we do when we play? We imitate. That's the tendency. And so the gopis, what are they doing when they are playing when Krishna is absent? They're imitating Krishna. And a significant aspect of the process of practicing bhakti is imitating what other devotees do. Enough about that. I want to now jump a little bit. I'm going to be sometimes jumping from one aspect to another of our theme, to Sanskrit poetry, and specifically to the story, which some of you may have already heard, of how Sanskrit poetry originates according to the Valmiki Ramayana. Do you want to hear this? It's actually a kind of sad story. One day, Valmiki, wandering in a forest, you can try to picture the scene. Valmiki is a sage, he's a sadhu, and he's practicing yoga, and he's wandering in the forest. One day, Valmiki, wandering in a forest, saw a pair of curlews mating. Curlew is a type of bird. I'm not sure if it's a water bird, but anyway. While Valmiki was looking on, a hunter killed the male bird. Seeing it lying on the ground and oozing blood, its mate cried piteously. Observing the dead bird shot by the hunter, Valmiki lamented. Thereafter, since he understood about lamentation, that Brahmana considered the hunter immoral. And hearing the cries of the female curlew, he spoke as follows. Ma nishada pratishtang tvang agama shashvati samaha yat krauncha mitanadekam avadhi kama mohitam. Hunter, may you never find peace of mind for many years, because Due to the intercourse of two curlews, you killed one, which was bewildered by lust. So then Valmiki becomes introspective, and he thinks about what just happened. And he realizes that he has spoken a curse, which is in the form of poetry. It's a poetic curse. And he also comes to realize that they're playing. He says, speaking to his students, his disciples, "It must be that I, pained by sorrow," and the Sanskrit word for sorrow is shoka. It must be that I, pained by shoka, set forth the shloka. It consists of 4 lines, has the same kinds of syllables, is based on a scheme, and has rhythm. So he found himself speaking a shloka. And this shloka has 2 meanings. One is the more general term of a Sanskrit verse, and the more specific meaning is a specific meter of verse, which has 8 syllables in a line, 4 lines, like that. Well, he's given a shloka which has 8 syllables in a line. But it's a curse. But it's poetry. So the point here being that poetry comes out of feeling, of intense feeling. And poetry is also a form of play. It is a play with words. One is playing with words, such that words may have more than one meaning. So this verse also can have more than one meaning. We won't go into that here. But anyway, this is a story of how poetry came into existence, and then it goes on. Lord Brahma comes to Valmiki and says, "You're my man for composing the Ramayana. You have composed a shloka, perfectly composed, so I know that you have the qualifications to tell the story of Lord Rama, and so this is your job now." And so he composes the Ramayana, which is understood to be the original epic poem. And of course, the story of Rama is a very sad story, actually. It's very sad and sweet at the same time. But it's also dramatic. And drama, as I said before, is also play when you perform a drama on the stage. One time I was with the late Tempel Krishna Goswami, and we were invited to attend a performance by devotees of the Ramayana in London. And so we went, and through the whole, I shouldn't say this in public, through the whole performance, Tempel Krishna Maharaj was groaning and shaking his head because he was not happy with how they were performing, because they were being too superficial. And the tradition of drama, the Sanskrit drama, is that it should be performed in a way which resonates with the audience, and the audience, both the performers and the audience, should be qualified, and the audience in particular should be sapridaya, which means literally with heart. They should be able to relish and appreciate. And on that note, I thought, tomorrow we'll start doing more things amongst us, but to sort of warm us up, I thought to return, as I did last year, a bit to some of the, a small portion of a wonderful drama, a Sanskrit drama, composed by one of the Vaishnava greats of poetry, namely Kavi Karnapura. I can almost reach the plug, but not quite. Yeah. Nityananda. Or I can just hold the portable. Krishna, Krishna. It works. Thank you. Let's chant this verse together. This is Shardula Vikridita is the meter. It's a long meter like the Six Goswamis song. So I'll chant the first line and then you repeat. Vidya Shilata Pakulashrama Yujo Pye Kanta Dantascha Ye. Vidya Shilata Pakulashrama Yujo Pye Kanta Dantascha Ye. Nindantyasya Vibhoscharittramanagam Teshu Tvayastiyatam. Nidantyasya vibhoscharittramanagam Teshu Shutvaya Siyatam Tvat Patni Tu Mrisha Bahir Mukha Mukhe Shvastantanu Jaschate Tvat Patni Tu Mrisha Bahir Mukha Mukhe Shvastantanu Jaschate Damba Kevala Shushka Karma Nirate Shvetena Makidyatam Damba Kevala Shushka Karma Nirate Shvetena Makidyatam. So this is in the first of 10 acts of Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka. A Nataka is a particular form of Sanskrit drama which has 10 acts. And it's a kind of the full form of a Sanskrit drama. There's different types. And Kavi Karnapura has composed this to, of course, glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he does this, especially one of his, I think, important techniques. Go, Ranga.
Not the kids. Not the kids.
In case anyone was sleeping. You can stop.
Do they have our questions? Do they have our questions?
So, one of his techniques is to use allegory, to use allegorical characters, that is, personifications of principles, of, you could say, abstract principles. So, in this first act, it's a conversation between adharma, irreligion, and Kali. So they're personifications, and they're speaking. And as you can see written above this, irreligion, adharma, has just asked this question, friend, where do you think I should go? Because they've been discussing the situation that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared. And he's, counteracting adharma in very, very effectively. And Kali seems to be accepting that as the situation, and adharma seems concerned about this. So adharma has asked this question, where should I go? And Kali answers, you can stay among they who blaspheme the spotless character of Lord Chaitanya, who has learning, morality, austerity, exalted lineage, and the highest ashrama. Your wife, namely lies, can stay among the atheists, and your son, deception, can stay among the dry impersonalists and the materialists. Don't be unhappy. There's plenty of place for you, irreligion. So like that, this discussion is going on. Lord Chaitanya has come, and now what is adharma supposed to do?
Maharaj?
Mm-hmm.
This, who has learning, morality, etc., is that referring to Lord Chaitanya?
Yes, that's Lord Chaitanya.
Okay.
Lord Chaitanya has all these qualifications, and so go to that among those who blaspheme the spotless character of Lord Chaitanya, whose spotless character he's describing. He has all of these features. Okay. What I mainly wanted, maybe take one more example here. First have to check. 216, page 80. Okay. Yeah, the beginning of Act 2. Okay, Viraga now speaks. This is the beginning of Act 2, and Viraga, detachment, is speaking, or renunciation that's described here. We can chant this. This is a little more difficult meter. Na socham, na satyam, na cha samadamo, na piniyamo.
Na socham, na satyam, na cha samadamo, na piniyamo.
That's a good. Na shantir, na shanti, shiva shiva na maitri, na chadaya.
Shanti, na shanti, shiva shiva na maitri, na chadaya.
Aho me nirvyajya pranai surido mi kalijanai. Yeah. Let me try it again. Aho me nirvyajya pranai surido mi kalijanai.
Aho me
Kemunmuli Buddha Vedadati Kim Agyatavasatim Yatavasatim. Something like that. Very good. Okay. So, renunciation says, and this is the beginning of this act. I think he, renunciation says, he's looking all around the world. The world is full of materialists. Alas, alas, there is no cleanliness, no truth, no control of mind or senses, no self-restraint, no peacefulness, no tolerance, no friendship, and no mercy. Were my sincere, loving friends uprooted by the people of Kali Yuga? Are they now living in hiding? So this is the initial question coming in the beginning of the act. In drama, there has to be some sort of problem for there to be anything to happen. You can't just have shanti, 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 shanti. That's not very interesting. I mean, it's a good thing, but too much shanti on the stage will end up being boring and everyone will go home. So something has to happen. And so renunciation is setting forth what is the problem. The problem is there's nobody with cleanliness, truth, self-control, or whatever. So what he's going to be doing is searching for someone qualified, someone who has good qualifications. So I was just thinking, this morning we heard from Keshava Maharaj about the first part of the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, how Narada is searching for that devotee who has received the most mercy. And it's a climb. It's kind of a ladder going from, I don't want to say the least mercy receiving, but that's kind of the Brahman, right? He's received mercy, but he says himself, hardly. Compared to, and then it's the king, and then it's Indra, and so on. This chapter is kind of the opposite of that. He's going to, renunciation is going to wander around finding everyone disqualified. Everyone. Hanta katam agyatavasas tesham sambhavaniya tata vidas talavirahat. So this is in prose. This is not with poetry, and Sanskrit drama will be like this. There will be a verse, and then there will be some prose, and then there will be again verse. And sometimes there will also be some lines spoken not in Sanskrit, but in Prakrit. What is Prakrit? Prakrit is the more common language. And so it is typical that when there is a female actress performing, she speaks in Prakrit. However, Bhakti appears in this chapter, and she speaks Prakrit, and then sometimes she speaks also Sanskrit. Maybe we have an example of that. Our time is kind of up now. 2:16. Oh, 2:36. Okay. Oops. Just to give you an example of Prakrit here. Okay, this is Bhakti speaking. I'm probably not pronouncing this at all correctly, but anyway. Shuddha bhakti jo enashang avahara ena kalimala malana arina a chandalam chandalanganidja duvasana vasa vasa nasena sangapangao madisiyo bhatti deiyo sange kadu a bha avada adaro kido bhattavesena. So that was one, and there are many different prakrits. This is one of them. What does it mean? I didn't ask you to chant along because it's not a verse, it's prose. Accompanied by his associates, such as myself, and by pure devotional service, which removes all sins, purifies the contaminations of Kali, and destroys the strong material desires in the hearts of all, down to even the outcasts, the Supreme Lord has now appeared in the role of a devotee. So this is a kind of announcement by Bhakti, because renunciation has been expressing his concern. What is happening in the world? Everything is going, we say in English, to the dogs. And what's to be done? And so then Bhakti appears and she explains, well, Lord Chaitanya has appeared, the Supreme Lord. So the good news is there. And then the drama unfolds in that way. So I wanted, just at this point, to a little bit, we say, prime the pump. You know, in India they have these hand pumps. If you don't use the pump for some time, you need to prime it, and that means you need to somewhere else get some water in a bucket and pour it through the top of the pump, and then it'll start. Then you can pump water. So to prime the pump of our thinking, what I want to propose is that we think about what we might present in an allegorical way. And the starting point for this allegory, and then you may want to choose other allegorical characters, is the earth. And the earth, generally we understand as female. And the time, so we want, you know, a place and a time, a circumstance. And then we want to develop something, some talk within that. And the time is the year 2025. It's today. And the earth wants to speak. Everyone is silent. As I remember, we were told our schedule goes until 1 o'clock, but I think lunch starts what time?
1.
1. Oh. Well, that answers that. Okay.
That's hard competition.
So we don't want to interfere with our schedule. But this is something you can be thinking about until tomorrow. You can be thinking about it alone. Some are more creative alone, some are more creative with others. You can talk about it with others if you like. And just I just gave you a little seed. See if you can come up with some idea of what I would call a semi-impromptu dramatic exchange. Okay? That's your home. I almost said homework. That's not your homework. That's your home play. But we're not home. We are in Kiental. So that's your Kiental free time play. How's that? Okay. So I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you all so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna.